We going live, man. What's happening? What it do? Thank God it's Friday. Falcon Friday afternoon madness. It's your boy, it's your G, Mr. Wide. Get off my lawn. That guy there standing next to me, no, that is not Chris Love. It's the franchise.
Hey, I'm the new version of the revolution.
Yes. Yes. And it is going to be televised.
It will be televised.
You know, if you ain't been up under a rock, you've been on your Wi-Fi on the internet. We're discussing Michael Vick. The Michael and Michael conversation. Is Penix better than Vick? Yeah, we're gonna get in all the way deep off in that because I have been given the news that some of you are in your feelings and thinking that it is just wrong. Hey, look, it is easy to understand. You Vicalites are just, not in touch with reality of what was supposed to be the experience. And I like to use the term when describing Michael Penix Jr. He is a quarterback, not a gimmick. He carries his playbook around. He moves like a franchise player. He's there working out with his teammates and getting to know all his unit mates and actually leading the team and representing the team, representing the city, as a franchise quarterback, like another franchise quarterback from, who's now retired. But there are some moderate differences. People think just because you bring the city out, that makes you a quarterback. Not. Yeah, the city came out. It was freaknik like atmosphere, but what was the results? As a quarterback here in Atlanta during that time, what was the results? I mean, yeah, true. Look, understand something. Let me make this real clear. Yes, Michael Vick was one of the most gifted athletes to come into the NFL. But what did he do with that talent? What did he do with that gift? He didn't cultivate it. He didn't hone his craft as a quarterback here in in Atlanta. And miss me with all the excuses about the talent that was around him or the lack thereof in most cases that most people like to say. Because y'all spent over a decade saying that, the quarterback's supposed to make everybody around them better when referring to one Matt Ryan. So miss me with that. You're going to judge one way, judge them all the same way. Just saying, y'all take out certain standards when it comes to, describing or showing adulation for one Michael Vick. You do. You try to rewrite history, and all this. But as pertaining to the question, is Penix better than Vick? We have two sample sizes. Vick had the opportunity to be one of the greatest football players to ever play this game. He chose not to respect the game. He chose not to respect the position. He chose not to respect his coach, who was Greg Knapp. Those things right there for me gives me a strong no, because already Michael Penix respects his coaches. He seeks out the ones that did it before him. You know, Michael Vick told Steve Young, "No, I'm good." Michael Vick told Warren Moon, "No, I'm good." Michael Vick told Randall Cunningham, "No, I'm good." You know, it just on the flip side, Penix, you seeking out, and inviting whatever Matt is trying to offer. He seeked out Peyton Manning. He seeked out Doug Williams. That young man is trying to not only learn his position, but learn the game, learn about the game, understand the history of the game, the things that have happened before him. So right there, we're starting out with moderate differences, big differences already, and we ain't even got to the field yet. He's inviting the ones that played the game before him to tell him all the things that he don't know, or point out some things that would help him. Mike told a Super Bowl winning quarterback, "No, I'm good." And this is after putting the playbook in the trunk and thinking that your legs was gonna get you, through an NFL career. Just, I'm just saying, how did that work out here now? I mean, if we do get to the field, I mean, just taking the 3.5 game sample size in comparison to what the 5 years, was it 5 years he was here? I mean,
yeah, it was 5 years.
5. Yeah, he did some stuff on the field. He did, but then there was a lot that he didn't do on the field.
Yeah, he left a whole lot on the field.
A whole lot. I mean, I know he's seeing Simeon Rice and Julius Peppers in his sleep still. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Again, we're talking about a quarterback as opposed to what turned into a gimmick. Look, again now, before some of y'all, you may come in and or start hearing and listening to this, just because the city came out for Vick, that don't make him a bona fide quarterback. He did arguably the best Barry Sanders impression I ever seen. He did. But then when we go to talking about the standard that y'all have for quarterback, when when the white boy came here in 2007, who did he make better? And don't act like there weren't any players on this team. Because when you run for close to 3,000 yards as an offensive unit, almost 3 years running, I don't want to hear that about no offensive line or none of that. None of that. Okay, you had a top 15 tight end in Alger Crumpler. You had Peerless Price. You had Roddy White before Matt did. And y'all just love seeing that shit about Matt Ryan. The quarterback's supposed to make everybody on the team around him better. Okay, so let's apply that standard to Michael Vick. Y'all Vickalites like to change the rules and move the goalposts. You know what I'm saying? Vick had plausible deniability. You know why? Because he could run. He didn't have to make nobody else better because he could run. I mean, you know, you want to give him the credit for the Lambeau win when in fact the Lambeau win was because of defensive special teams. Y'all love talking about the Lambeau win, but when it comes down to having that conversation about the NFC Championship game against them Eagles, well, you can hear a rat piss on cotton. You hear a rat piss on cotton. You would have thought Brian Dawkins had on a Falcon uniform.
Talking about
on the big stage, on the big stage, under the big lights. You know, I'm just saying, we got it's time out for being delusional about this Vic subject. It's time out, man. I mean, you keep it in the book. Here in Atlanta, he didn't respect the game. He didn't respect his craft. He didn't respect the team. And truth be told, whether y'all want to accept it or not, he didn't respect the fans either. As I remember, he giving the fans the middle finger. You know, now to start his journey, Michael Penix right now is ahead of the curve as compared to Michael Vick already. I mean, I heard, you know what I'm saying, from a couple of players that you know, in listening, they literally have to say, hey man, go home. Practice over. We got to turn the lights out. It's time to go home. Shit. You know, yeah. Shit. This security guard shit, when he pull up, he's sitting there at the front of the facility waiting on somebody to open the doors. Right? His playbooks ain't in the trunk. Oh yeah, I'm gonna wear that out. But I'm gonna wear that out. Okay. You know, and when you have bona fide coaches, when you have guys at your disposal that have played the game and that are now coaches at your disposal, what are you supposed to do with that? You're supposed to use that, right? You're supposed to listen to that, right? Well, Michael Penix is doing that. That's why, to me, in this particular debate, this particular topic, Michael Penix is ahead of the curve. He's ahead. You know, he is at that point better. Now, excuse me, franchise.
You shut your ass up.
You know,
I see what you're doing.
What would be a fair assessment in trying to dialogue this here particular topic?
Fair assessment. Okay. Let me see if I can, articulate this. I, sometimes I may not be the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I get the job done. So let me see. For the time that Michael Vick was here, what did he do in the playoffs? I'm just curious. I mean,
How exciting!
I mean, this is what pops in my head when I think of Michael Vick. He had all the talent in the world. I mean, because when he was at Virginia Tech, he was something else. His arm talent to go along with what he could do with his legs, he should have been the best, next best thing.
Yeah.
But now, okay, for a lot of people that are fans of '90s R&B music, this is what he reminds me of. That back forth and forth song by Aaliyah. That's yeah. That's what he. I mean, he would take two steps back, and then go forward, side to side, and do all this shit. Okay, that's well and good, especially in the regular season. But that does you no good in the playoffs when that team has your number. It doesn't matter. I mean, because doing all that, it's like somebody doing all this, all that dribbling the ball under their legs and all this, and you're not going anywhere. You're just moving in place. And I'm seeing out of Michael Penix right now, even as young as he is, in this game, in the NFL game, he's getting it. It's like Sam said, he's seeking help from his elders. He already has Matt Ryan as one of his mentors, and that's not just for football purposes. It's for his golf game as well.
You're right.
So and that's something that Michael Vick never did, like Sam alluded to. So I don't understand what's the correlation here, because I'm seeing already I mean he's practicing everything. The the playbook is there at his disposal, not in the trash can or in the trunk,
Uh-huh.
and he's utilizing his coaching, his teammates, and his elders to better himself. So when it comes to year 7, year 10, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to just go off of athleticism. No, because he has it up here, and that's something that Michael Vick didn't get until he went to Philadelphia.
Right.
Yeah. Now, see, I think this right here may be the ultimate part of what the actual problem was and is,
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna,
NCAA Vic sold us an exciting dream. Those that are old enough to remember that Virginia
Mhm.
Tech Florida State game,
Yes, I
bowl
remember that.
game,
Yes,
and what he did to that defense.
I remember that.
sold us an exciting dream.
Hey, you know what that remind me of, OG? It reminds me of when you talk to this girl and she tell you everything and tell you all this finalizing shit, and then soon and then reality comes, she ain't what y'all say she is.
Right. Mm-hmm. You get into the crib and take off the makeup, take off the hair.
Yep.
It take off the nails, take off the eyelashes,
yep.
and you got Celia instead of Diana Ross.
Hey, don't forget she take the teeth out her mouth too now.
Listen.
Yeah.
Nasty work.
The gummy bear is here. The gummy bear is here.
Stop it. No.
Nasty work.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Hey, hell no.
Nasty
You
work.
started that shit.
Nasty work.
We're not doing
Nasty
work.
Look.
All right, man.
Good, man. Like I said, just on the initial out the gate runnings.
Yeah.
I would say Penix is better because of the things to start with, his interaction with his coaches, and getting to know his teammates and working out with his teammates, from that aspect, and being receiving, to the tutelage from those that did it before him.
Right.
Those things right there alone, to me, makes him better.
Yep.
To have now, what would be the outcome? Like I said, the sample size of 3.5 games.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to go off, of that, all right. Again, like I said then to begin with, that first game that he played, the one that he didn't have any touchdowns in.
Yeah, the Giants.
What was the best out of the three because of what I saw, from his poise and seeking making the first down plays. What I'm saying? Making the play that was in front of him instead of trying to create something that wasn't there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And if that's the guy that we're getting, to start this journey, you can verify that. I mean, on that premise, on that premise, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I know right now, Vick is still seeing Simeon, Rice, Warren, Sapp, and Julius Peppers in his sleep.
I know he is.
And Derek Thomas, John Lynch and them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize John Lynch was a problem, boy.
Huge problem.
John Lynch was a hit stick.
I mean,
especially
yeah. When you look at it from a coaching perspective, he had Greg Knapp. God rest his soul. He had Greg Knapp. Okay, and you didn't want to take advantage of that. You didn't have the humble intelligence to know, to know and receive it. Okay, the coach is a coach for a reason. This guy's been doing this in this game just as long as I've been alive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was another reason why your ass stayed hurt. You stayed with separated shoulders. You stayed with bruised and cracked ribs. Because you thought you could run away from every defense in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, you had awesome speed, bro. I mean, but there was some 290, 300-pound guys out there running, you know what I'm saying, 4.5, 4.4, 4.6, that in space could get to your ass.
Oh yeah, you ain't lying.
Julius Peppers.
Bro.
He will hawk you down.
Man. Okay. Okay.
Look, I don't think people understand. Julius Peppers had the speed of a running back.
Yeah.
And he's a defensive end.
Look, a lot of people forget Julius Peppers was a power forward.
Yes. He used to put up numbers.
At North Carolina. Julius Peppers could have played in the NBA, bro.
Yes.
He could have played in the NBA.
He would have been dominant in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he was Julius Peppers coming out of North Carolina was one of the most prominent athletes. Okay, and he played all kinds of positions on the football field, but they just decided to put him on defense because that's what they needed the most at that time in North Carolina, defense.
Yep.
He could play tight end. He could play, and one of the positions on the offensive line. He had the ability to be a running back, even at his size. Okay, he could play, and he could play everything on the defensive line and linebacker position. And look, when he was in North Carolina, they just had him listed as an athlete.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look, like what this says right here. Vick's, saying sold us an exciting dream. Well, what Penix sold us in college was that he was a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That he was a quarterback. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people have to, come to the reality. You know what I'm saying of saying some things. Because I ain't even gonna front. You know what I'm saying? When he was at Virginia Tech. Okay, and I just happened to see the first game I saw him in. It was Virginia Tech and Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and some of the stuff he did in that game was criminal. Was downright criminal. And I'm just like, I was like, what is this? What am I watching? And then he got to that bowl game against Florida State, and I'm like, oh,
it was a wrap.
What? Oh,
how dare you do that?
And then not having the humble intelligence to listen and buy into what the coaches and saying wanted to do. And you had some outside thing because I truly believe because this is where Dan Reeves and Arthur Blank fell out because Dan Reeves wanted to bring him along a certain type of way.
Mm-hmm.
And Arthur was like, just put him on the damn field. The truth be told, you know what I'm saying, that was the beginning of the end of one of the biggest mistakes Arthur Blank ever made with this organization. Because I believe as old school as Dan Reeves was, he probably he would have done for Vick what Mike Holmgren did for Brett Favre. That's what I believe.
Mm.
That's what I believe. I've maintained that was the first and worst mistake that Arthur Blank, made when he took over this organization. Firing Dan Reeves.
Yeah.
And then Vic was loose. Again, you had one of the better offensive coordinators at that time, and Greg Knapp at your disposal, and you chose not to listen to him.
Yeah.
You went tone deaf on Greg Knapp, which was part of the reason why he could never be healthy. He was never 100% healthy. You out here trying to outrun these NFL defenses and getting your ass waxed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Penix, on the other hand, you got TJ, you got Zach Robinson, you know what I'm saying? You got Peyton on the phone, you know what I'm saying? You got Matt, at the facility with you, having certain types of film sessions and, and taking whatever questions you may have and things of that nature.
Yeah, he did. Hey, I did see a clip though. Penix did say him and Matt had been building that relationship in the offseason though. He did say that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh yeah.
That lets you know he been putting that work in when he's not at camp.
He done got on the golf course a couple of times with Matt.
Yeah, that tell you, man, he locked in for this year.
Yeah.
He ready to go.
Because if one person could tell you about being a quarterback in Atlanta and dealing with a myriad of bullshit and also dealing with this fan base, Matt Ryan is the guy that you can talk to.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No lies
arguably
there.
One of the most disrespected soon-to-be Hall of Fame quarterbacks ever.
Man, that's crazy. I can't tell you how many guys that's like. I mean, quarterbacks like Tom Brady and Drew Brees, hell, they even gave Matt Ryan his props.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but this fan base will argue and have you to believe, what I'm saying, what made Vic better over Matt Ryan because the city came out for Vic. Okay, the city came out, but what did that do as for results on the field?
Nothing besides go to matches.
I mean, if a freaknik atmosphere, a club atmosphere is what you wanted there, go to the club, go to the park. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because, the women in Atlanta, was in love with his looks and they was all there. And all the chicks are here. Give me a chance to give me some phone numbers. What about the game, nigga?
Right.
What about the game?
Hey, OG, how many Super Bowls Michael Vick has played in?
Now,
the
same amount I done played in.
Not
how many? I mean, what I'm saying, how many MVPs has he won? Any of that?
Now,
led the league in passing yards.
Non-existent.
Thank you. So they just kind of like your boy in Baltimore, just want to run around and be excited, basically.
I got a question for you. How many times did Michael Vick pass for 3,500 yards? I'll wait.
A damn donut. A damn donut in my hand. That's how many passing yards. That's how many right there. A donut.
And say hello to the people in the chat. Frank Bibbs. Don't recognize your name, but welcome to Mr. White Network. Let me see, you got a comment here. All right. He says a lot of All right. A lot of the fan base isn't going to admit that Michael Vick was a career 53% completion of his throws. Ooh.
Now Frank.
Hey, Hey,
you stop that.
Ooh,
You stop that right now.
ooh.
You stop that.
You know, just meeting you, Frank. I'm your friend to the end. I'm your friend to the end.
well, that common sense train working today, huh?
Hey, I'm your friend to the end because that's some hard shit right there, boy. That is some hard, realistic shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
And what was Matt
Facts,
Ryan? What
bro.
was Matt Ryan's
Facts.
highest completion rating?
Suppose it's 67.
Okay, so
67, I think. Yep.
yeah, so
Mm-hmm. So the Texas boy, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
that's all I've been hearing.
Yeah.
Oh, he brought the city up,
Yeah.
man. He did this, he did that. Yeah.
Right.
What a trophy at? What a
Look,
trophy at?
look.
I'm still
I'm
waiting on
I'm
that.
gonna I'm gonna tell you what that bring the city out shit really means.
I'm tired of
You
hearing
know what I'm
that.
saying? But see, well, we're gonna get to the uncomfortable part. See, you know,
Right.
you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Vic brought the city out, but didn't nobody want to show up for Matt Ryan. What's
Okay.
the common denominator right now? What's the common denominator? One milk dud black and the other one's Caucasian.
Thank you.
Y'all hated Matt Ryan for that had nothing to do with football.
They still do.
That had nothing to do with football. A lot of y'all that's out here talking that he brought the city out mess. Y'all were mad at Matt Ryan because you thought we only drafted him to hold the starting position till Vic got out of jail, and it didn't go the way your dumb ass was going. They thought it was gonna go.
Yep.
We drafted Matt Ryan. I mean, y'all really thought, you know, the rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year, you know what I'm saying, took this team to the playoff in his first year, was just gonna step aside, or they was gonna cut him or make him the backup when Michael Vick got out of jail. A lot of people in this city truly thought and believed that.
Mm-hmm.
And are sitting around upset to this very day. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I sleep next to a person that won't even call Matt Ryan by his name.
Mm.
I don't understand why they gave that white boy Michael Vick job. He stole Michael Vick job. He ain't still look. Y'all don't know how many times I had this argument with this woman.
Every damn time.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a far-fetched sentiment. A lot of people feel that way, that Matt Ryan stole Vic's job. No, Vic gave his job away.
Those dumbass.
He gave it away. After Blank gave that man $100 million to go the fuck away. After he sat there and lied to him in his face. And the sooner y'all get that and let that sink in and understand that, the better you off will be. Because if not, you need to find a couch, go lay on it, and talk to somebody about it. Because to listen to yourself and say the reason why Michael Vick's better than Matt Ryan is because he brought the city out. Huh?
That shit don't make no damn sense.
Nah, bro. I'm sorry.
What?
Brought the city out to do what? Lose?
No, we're not doing that.
He in T.I. video. He was in Mystical video. He was like that. Well, he was a good hip hop video representation, but as far as the team, as far as the game, you thought your ability to run the ball was gonna get you through the NFL instead of listening to your coach your coordinator, your QB coach, and Greg Knapp, God rest his soul. And you thought your bigger than life ego thought it was an intelligent thing to do to stick the playbook in the trunk and go out here on the field against these Carolina Panthers, against them Tampa Bay Bucks, against them Saints, against them Steelers, against them Packers, against them Eagles. I mean, y'all sit around here and well, he went in Lambeau and did what? Because defense and special teams won that game. Michael Vick had one play in that game that was of any substantiation. One. And that was a 17-yard scamper, and most of that was side to damn side for a first down.
I got a question for you, Sam. In that same game that you talking about, didn't he have under 200 yards?
Yes. Yes.
So what are we talking about here?
The defense scored a touchdown. Special teams scored a touchdown and 2 field goals.
What are we talking about?
The defense had Brett Favre in a chokehold. But then let's switch stories. Let's switch stories to the one that they never bring up. They never want to talk about. And that's that NFC Championship game against Philadelphia. No. The Vic supporters, the Vic cryouts never want to talk about that game. Never bring that game up. Never.
What happened?
Don't forget about the game in Green Bay too now.
It's funny how history repeats itself, though. It's funny because that AAU student up there in Baltimore won conference championship appearance, and he looked like a 2-year-old schoolgirl standing in front of the chalkboard trying to read Egyptian hieroglyphics against Kansas City.
Hey, speaking of that,
funny how history repeats itself.
Yep. Hey, don't forget his teammate, Mr. Henry, said, I don't give a damn about that contract. I want that Super Bowl ring. I'm like, shit, not with that damn quarterback, you ain't getting it. Shit. You don't be waiting for years for that.
The thing is, okay, when you ask this question, I mean, because it had to be asked. I mean, because y'all were head over heels with the similarities. Oh, his name is Michael. Oh, he left-handed too. Oh, the biggest difference between these two Michaels is that Penix Jr. is actual quarterback,
right?
Not a gimmick. Because that's what Vic was when he was here. He was a gimmick. He was a gimmick. And I don't care how mad you get or think I'm being disrespectful on his name. You only feel like that. It's simply because it's the truth. It's the reality.
Yep.
All that God-gifted talent and didn't have the humble intelligence to listen to his coaches and get and get intellectual with the game itself. Hone your craft as a quarterback. I mean, he had the ability and the chance to be one of the greatest to do it with the ability that he had.
Okay. King Richie said, even Vic said he fucked his opportunity here.
That's
what King Richie said.
Yes.
Hey, man, what is it?
Yes.
Hold on, bro. How in the hell can the person that did it admit it, but your own fans can't admit it?
I'm not
can't
gonna answer
and
that. I'm not
refuse
gonna answer
to.
that. Because if
Brother,
I have to answer that,
I watched on
listen.
Twitter and on Facebook, you know, with these people out here, and they're claim to fame, but the one thing that they're standing on, okay, with Vick over Matt Ryan, he brought the city out.
I ain't.
He brought the city out. They
Oh,
discussed nothing about what went on the field. But that club freaknik atmosphere, they made it easy for do nothing ass niggas to show up to the damn arena and to holler at chicks.
here's a good one, y'all. What in the off season? What does Matt Ryan normally do? He trains, right? Get better, study their playbook, right?
Yep.
Build chemistry with his teammates, right?
Yep.
The same thing MPJ is doing right now.
Thank you. So what was number 7 doing in the off season? Going to clubs.
At video shoots, at concerts, at white parties, at clubs, you know,
doing his P Diddy, doing his P Diddy.
Hey, no,
yeah,
no.
Dancing all in the video.
Hey, and there's another thing. It's amazing how all these so-called Falcons fans say, "Hey, well, until the Falcons do right by Michael Vick, man, we don't be the laughing stock to the NFL."
and do right. Okay, but let's unpack that. Let's unpack that now.
Please do.
Because I've seen that, I've heard that, I've been in so many conversations that have almost turned violent. Okay, do right. Okay, Arthur sat there and listened to this man lie to his face about what happened. And now you want to talk about do right? Arthur did not have to give that man the lump sum that was what's left in his contract. He didn't have to do that. He gave it to him and told him, go away and handle your business. In other words, take care of your lying ass on.
Yep.
And you all want to talk about it till the Falcons do right by do right. He walked away from this franchise with $119 million that he didn't fucking deserve.
Right.
But do right by him, man. Y'all need to stop and come to reality. Come to damn reality. Do right. He did do right because he didn't have to give him that damn check. He didn't. He could have just voided his contract and sent him on by his way. But instead, he did that. He gave him that $119 million because he sorely needed it. He needed it. Because them lawyer fees and he and them bills, yeah, he needed it. Until they do right by Michael Vick. Man, go suck a camel ass with that shit.
Go sit your punk ass down somewhere. Do right by Michael Vick. Get the fuck out.
See, that mindset right there is one of the aforementioned reasons why this fan base is the laughing stock of the NFL.
That ass backwards shit.
When you say shit like that out loud, when you hit send on shit like that out loud, and put it on social media, put it on your Twitter page, put it on your Facebook page, and really actually think that it is a point. It's sad, is what it is. When it comes to comparisons, when it comes to similarities, the first name, the dark skin, and left-handed, that's where it stops at. That's where it stops at. Because what this young man has done since since being drafted by us. He has followed the how to be a quarterback and franchise player, handbook step by step from the table of contents on. You know what I'm saying? He when the sign goes down in the ATL, he at the crib. He at the crib. And again, like the security guard said, man, when I pull up to unlock the building, he's sitting he's sitting on the step. That's the dedication that you want from your franchise quarterback, from your franchise player. Not pulling up the seat recline and it's an hour into practice and walking up and smelling like Hennessy.
And coming from this chick house that ain't yours.
And
you know
I ain't talking about nobody, but I'm talking about what I'm talking about.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Listen, man. Hey, that situation remind me of a whole bunch of shit.
Listen.
Woo, boy.
Look, man.
That's
the off top, the impact gap is already seen. It's already being felt.
Yeah.
I mean, I like I said, in watching those 3.5 games from last year, and you could see that it's something official there. There's something substantial there. You know what I'm saying? You could see like when he made that first mistake there, the first pick that he threw, they came off the field.
Yeah.
What was the first thing he did? He went and grabbed the entire offensive unit. I got it. My bad. This is what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? On some leadership type shit. It's called accountability.
Right.
All right. How many times do you see Vick come off the field after doing so after turning the ball over one of the 3 times he normally did, doing something like that? I'll wait.
Yep. Just saying. You ain't gonna get no answer because they ain't gonna tell you.
You can hear a pin drop.
They don't know no better.
Hey,
it's highlights. Yeah. It's highlights to that, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Mr. Knight. Yeah, he want. Yeah, Penix wants to be great.
Yeah.
It's another one in there. Okay.
And he's doing what it takes. You know what I'm saying? He's taking those baby steps. You know what I'm saying? He's taking those kindergarten steps. He's taking those middle school steps. He's taking those high school steps. Okay, you know what I'm saying? To get to that, to be that.
Right.
That's why everybody on the team respects him. That's why everybody on the team has his back. That's why Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Peyton Manning are reaching out to him. And Matt Ryan and Warren Moon, reaching out. Just, hollering for a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? The Doug Williams of the world. You got a chance, young fella. To walk in a certain light. You know what I'm saying? When there's something about wanting to be great and then thinking you're great. Let me say that again. There's something about wanting to be great and the difference of thinking you're great. One of these Michaels thought he was great. One of these Michaels wants to be great. Just saying. Just saying.
Gotta put it in the work.
Right. When you respect your job and work like you respect your job, the job gets done. The job gets done. You know, man. I knew this topic was gonna take up a whole hour. I knew it was. That really why we need, and that's why I really didn't put nothing else on the docket. But what I am, because it stands to reason. Because I want to, because over this past week, and I mentioned it in our own personal chat.
Yeah.
And this is in reference to the you major you big wig podcasters that do work, you know what I'm saying, on Atlanta sports and most notably the Atlanta Falcons. And some of you quote unquote experts on the big networks.
Yeah.
Y'all need to really just shut the fuck up. Because what y'all doing and you're sowing seeds on a false narrative right now against Kyle Pitts, and it's sad and it's pathetic and it's immature. Okay, you can talk about the work that Joshua what's the young man name Joshua Simon. You can praise and give him adulation for the work he's put in without putting Kyle Pitts down.
Oh,
and not telling the whole truth.
Yep. I know exactly what this shit.
Y'all need to stop it. You need to shut the fuck up. The people lose jobs like that.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not gonna, you know what I'm saying, talk about the totality of the situation in its entirety, then don't talk at all.
Right.
Since Matt Ryan, how many quarterbacks has Kyle Pitts had?
At least 5.
Boy. Boy, I know exactly what it's going.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all, you know what I'm saying, want to talk about his production. And I said, you know what I'm saying, after his rookie season, and some, people can attest to it. I was singing the fact that Kyle Pitts had to learn how to be an NFL tight end because Florida did him no favors. Ooh. His rookie year was what it was because he had Matt Ryan.
Yep.
And to sit up here and try to drag this man through the mud, or his production is pretty much fell off for the expectation of being as high of a draft pick that he was. Well, first of all, you because he was picked at number 4, he's automatically supposed to come in here and beat Julio Jones. Stop.
Not even close.
Stop. Julio's a receiver. This young man's a tight end.
Right.
He had 47 receptions last year, a little over 650 yards, a few touchdowns. Now, when you look at the game inside the game, his presence on the field in being double covered, in some cases triple covered, How you think we had almost 3 receivers that almost had 1,000 yards each? Ray McCloud had almost 800 yards.
Yep, sure did.
And had almost 100 receptions. Why do you think that was? Why do you think that was? Mooney and Drake had a little over what? I guess you could say a little over 2,100 yards between them. Why do you think that was?
They don't want to answer
Teams
that.
came in with a game plan. They was going to make sure that Kyle Pitts didn't beat them. Yes,
okay.
sir.
I got. Okay, so Matt Ryan, Marcus Mariota, Desmond Ritter, Taylor Heineke, Kirk Cousins, and Michael Penix Jr. That's 6 quarterbacks that he's had in 5 years.
You forgot Taylor Heineke too?
Let that sink in.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, well, see, and when you sit and you know what I'm saying, nitpick and pick down and downgrade and made it seem like he was a bust. Not right, not accurate. Because in most cases, in a route that Michael Penix was running, he took took 2 and sometimes 3 defenders with him, which left Drake one-on-one in most cases, which left Mooney one-on-one in most cases, which left Ray most cases being covered by a linebacker. But then y'all don't you don't want to tell that your out of line fantasy football mad expectation minded ass. He got that. He was the number 4 pick, and he ain't doing that. He's doing his job. Now, if y'all was out here, you know what I'm saying, probably complaining about his blocking, I would get that. That I would probably agree with. That I could probably understand. But out here expecting this man to have 1,400 yards receiving and 200 catches is not realistic. Because that's the expectation that a lot of you had for this young man.
That's what they expect.
Exactly. Says building support it doesn't require diminishing or harming someone else. Facts. That shit makes a lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? These guys out here, I saw, what was it? It was Tuesday night.
Yep.
It was Tuesday night. I saw about 3 different podcasts, and they were just literally dragging Kyle Pitts. Like he was just out here, you know what I'm saying? Taking 2 steps in a route and then just standing there and not not. I'm like, I like Joshua Simon like everybody else does. I'm excited about the young man, but I myself feel that Simon and Pitts can coexist. They could play off of each other.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? This campaign that you motherfuckers are out here on these little shows, y'all need to stop, man. You need to stop because it's a false narrative. It is a fake narrative. Okay, and then you also look into the fact even on last season, you're talking about 5-6 weapons on this offense. Do y'all really think if Kyle Pitts wasn't on this team on last season that Drake and Mooney and Ray gets the numbers that they got last year? Do y'all really think that? I mean, come on, let's keep it a buck now. If this young man is not on this team on last season, in a lot of those games, do you think Drake, Mooney, and Ray get the numbers that they got last year?
Probably not.
Y'all gotta stop feeding the machine, man. Before you throw a rod.
Yep.
Y'all gonna choke on these lying narratives that you out here trying to push. You need to stop it. You need to stop. Just stop it. Shout out to Ryan Newsel. Quick spot on that. I was half right and half wrong on the Ryan Newsel, you know what I'm saying, story.
Yeah.
But it came out, yeah, that was the reason why he didn't sign the tender, because they was in negotiation of the deal that he just got.
Right.
Okay. He was not holding out. Like I was implying, you know what I'm saying, last week. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Ryan. He got his coins. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? You know, good for that young man. Good for that young man. You know, and shout out to Terry for getting the deal done.
Yep.
Two years, under 10 million.
Yeah.
Damn.
That ain't bad at all.
Come on, man.
Yeah. You know, that's good move, good work. You know what I'm saying? That's putting the glue together and keeping the glue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that means definitely for sure he's center one. You know what I'm saying? In there, he is etched in stone. You know, I don't think they give him that money if they didn't think that if they didn't feel like he's going to be that. You know, so that move there speaks volumes. You know, so that's pretty much all I got. You guys could give your closing thoughts on whatever the case may be, whatever you know what I'm saying, want to speak on.
I got one thing. I got some petty shit to say today. Women ain't shit, man. That's all I gotta say.
Damn.
That's all I gotta fucking say. That's all I gotta damn say. What?
Say that shit with your chest.
That's all I gotta say.
Oh man.
That's why it took me a minute to come on the show, man. Because of that shit right there.
Oh man. Just of a programming note, Coach won't be on tonight. He'll see you guys on the Bird Feeder tomorrow.
Yep, we will see y'all tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Quest, any closing thoughts?
You shut your bitch ass up.
Hey, Ed, shut the hell up, man, because you've been sending me some crazy ass shit.
Hey. I don't know what you're talking about.
I
don't know what you're talking about.
You be sending me some wild shit, boy.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. No.
I told you I was gonna be in my best behavior. You didn't listen.
I'm never under my best behavior. I told you that. What he said? Outside of Matty Ice, past his prime, can we really say Kyle Pitts had a consistent quarterback to passing the ball? Hell no.
No, not even close.
No, and no. Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump your Friday off. Friday afternoon madness. You know what I'm saying? About to close out. Be on the lookout for the Unholy Alliance tonight. The guys got y'all tonight. One, the Senator, 6-man in the crew. We'll be doing it big tonight. Check in, tune in, you know what I'm saying? Mad Mike Sports, Mad Mike Network, Tactician, ATL, the AOA, Inside the Asylum. We got you covered for the night, leading into the weekend. Look, y'all better be safe out there. This weather is a little lopsided, you know what I'm saying?
Damn it, stop sending me this shit, man.
You gotta see that. Hey, Sam, I'm about to put it in our chat. Right. The fuck we buying it, right?
Man, get the fuck on with that bullshit, man. Man, get your ass off with that shit, man.
Right. Look, but as far as myself, you know what I'm saying, coming in Monday, I'm working on getting truth ass tied down because I want to go hard on some Braves topics on Monday. That's the plan for y'all. So we cover everything. Braves, Hawks, Falcons, Atlanta United. But that's my plan to start the week off next week. But y'all got anything else? Is your Quest over here playing crazy?
I'm done, man. I'm done for the day. I'm on my damn best behavior today because somebody's not. He's sending me crazy shit on this damn phone.
Y'all.
I'm not doing it today, man. I'm not doing it, man.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, oh man, for the people behind the eyes that are watching this program, hit that like button, man. And if you enjoy the content, if you're not a member of Miss White Network, hit that subscribe button. Please and thank you, because I appreciate you all tuning in. Miss White Network does not work without you all, participation. You know what I'm saying? So for the crew, Young Knight, Quest, aka the franchise. Hey man, hey, you got to keep it
you, man.
You got to keep it dirty. You got to keep it real with yourself, man. Look, let your next choice be your best choice. Hey, this White Network, Unholy Alliance, and we out, y'all.